My first reaction when I got the email from NMDP that they wanted a harvest in 2 days was, there's no way. I sat there for a second and I said, how can I make this happen? How can I put everybody together and make what happens in 2 months happen in 2 days?
The first step is making sure we've got a physician who can do the harvest. Once we have that secured, we make sure that we can get the first slot in the OR for that day. That's very important, and that's not easy to get. We have an extremely busy operating room.
So the first thing I did was I emailed our group of OR schedulers and I said, hey, this is the situation.
There's the official landfall as of 4 a.m.
Tonight, Texas is bracing for Beryl.
Hurricane Beryl was coming towards the collection center. They were not sure that they would be able to complete the collection in a timely, safe manner.
It was pretty memorable knowing that the hurricane was displacing this donor, that it was a 1-year-old whose prep was already underway and that they urgently need another place.
Just being a parent myself, I know that if it were my child in that situation, I would be so scared.
But I think that one pulled on her heartstrings. She said, sure, I'll look right away. She's always game for any of that.
If we're doing it a month in advance, you might have a leeway of a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, or, kind of say, hey, this day's better. Can you make that work? And they often can. There's just so many factors that come into play that can change a daily operating room schedule. A surgeon could get sick. A patient could be sick that's listed on the schedule. They need medical clearance.
In the world of B&T, everything is urgent. Cancer can't wait. If we have a delay on the donor's end, if we have a delay on the patient's end, it could really impact the patient's survival.
And it's hard to prioritize priorities because every case is a priority.
It was a 2-day notice, which is very unusual. We had other collections going on that day.
So the first person that got back to me was Kathy. She was like, we actually have something.
To me, it's a big Tetris board. When a case or anything comes in, you have to be positive about it. You have to think, I'm going to get this done. I can do this.
Haley reached out to a group of physicians who may or may not have had availability. She had 3 doctors reply back immediately saying that, yes, I'm available, whatever you need.
It's all because of the patient. We say yes to a request for a bone marrow harvest because the patient is waiting. The patient has undergone the preparation. They've had chemotherapy to clear their bone marrow in preparation for incoming stem cells. So time is of essence.
I think it's a testament to everybody on our team. We work hard. We don't just say, it's not gonna happen. We try to figure it out.
I think they all heard about this case and they all knew that it was the right thing to do.
Luckily, we were able to put together a harvest team really quickly because they were willing to make the time to help a child in need. They were willing to put their other stuff aside.
Dr. Shune in particular has the biggest heart for our donors, and she's very passionate about these bone marrow harvests. She's our dream team.
We know what's at stake. We have intense love for patients and donors and their families. So when we get an opportunity to serve, we come together.
Shortly after I got the request and we accepted, I sent the donor an email just introducing myself. This is when we need you to show up, which was tomorrow. When I got to see her in person and I understood that she brought her child with her and her husband, and it was a family affair. You saved somebody's life, right? That donor saved that child's life. And they don't even know them. What an outstanding person that donor is.
That's the boost that I get, is to work with those donors and to see hopeful outcomes. Would hope that someone would have a heart in the same way that I feel like our team has a heart for these patients and donors.
I think the culture of KU is patients first, patients first, patients first.
If that patient needs it, we will do it.
There's a lot of trust between the members of our team that Haley's the expert on what she does. Our physicians are going to be fantastic in the OR. Our surgery schedulers are going to make sure that we get what we need as far as slots, and that our cell processing team is just going to take it and run.
It's really hard to put all these pieces together. And I appreciate it every single time somebody says yes. Whether that's the donor saying yes or the physician saying yes that's gonna do the surgery. Every piece of the puzzle counts, and it's all appreciated every single time.
I really am proud of what they can pull off. I mean, this isn't the first time that they've done something incredible like this.
The award for this team means so much to us because it validates what we do day in and day out, and we make miracles happen every day